G'day, I'm back. Vlog number 2, let's go for a walk, let's talk, suss it out, what's been happening and what's coming. Well, by the time this video's dropped, there should be SparkX i7 overview. Some of you will probably say, that was a bit different, Chris. Yeah, I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do something straightforward and fun. Pretty much, that's what it was, and that's what I wanted. So, where do we go from here? Well, I wanted to produce something fun. I wanted to engage with, you know, the family orientation of things, you know, kids and things, because at the end of the day, if you look at the 3D modeling industry and the market, it's predominantly about children. The number one core is household product, upgrades, components, toys. So why not? So there you go, that's that. I actually found the printer to be quite easy to use, as you can see. My daughter loves it, she still prints on it all the time. So that's that. What are we doing next? Well, we've got a couple of products. Well, we've got more than a couple, we've got a lot, to be honest. I've got, after this vlog, like I said, the SparkX i7, got the Anycubic Cobra X. I'm dropping that. I'm not dropping it, but I don't know, we'll see what happens. If it's no good, I'll be dropping it. Dropping it in the bin. No, hopefully not. No, but seriously, guys, we got the Prusa Core One mini series. That's starting this weekend, as well as the 3D scanning system series. So that's 3D scanning system series is going to consist of a budget European-made scanning system that's going to incorporate many things. It's going to incorporate basically, and I said, just a camera. Yeah, so it's going to basically showcase what you can do from a budget end with an IR laser as well. And then from the top end, we're going to have a 3D scanner, blue light scanner, 0.003 accuracy. Won't tell you the brand, but pretty much it's in the range of between $2,000 and $4,000 AUD. Now, it's probably better than the Shining. I'd probably put it up there with the Creality Raptor, if not maybe along those lines. The one thing it does have that separates from the Raptor and other ones like that, like Shining and all those sort of ones, is it's an all-in-one. What does that mean? Well, it has its full mesh and print to scan interface built in one. Has JDM Studio, has its full 8-core processor, 64GB onboard RAM, GPU and more. Uses Geomagic, mesh, basically scan the print, anything you want, 360 in full color. On-screen display, 1080p interface, you name it, it's got it. So there's that. I think it's pretty cool. So we're going to be using Prusa. And why are we using the Prusa? Well, the Prusa, in my opinion, has almost been looked upon in the past as, I suppose, the Mercedes, the hand-built systems of printers. Now, that said, I think it's a great way to showcase the engineering abilities. So we're going to use the Prusa Core One Plus, which those of you who know about the Prusa One series, has also got the ANZAC system coming out shortly, so hopefully we'll integrate that. The multi-head system. Speaking of multi-head systems, I now have, finally, confirmation. C5, the Flashforge Creator 5 is now being shipped to Crizz Creations, and, little secret, the Creator 5 Pro. So we've got that. People waving out the window. All right, so yeah, we've got the Creator 5 Flashforge. That's coming, it's on its way, should be here in a week, and the Creator 5 Pro. So there's a lot of engineering grade stuff, a lot of cool shit. Shouldn't say that, let's blip that one out. A lot of cool stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It'll be fun, it'll be a bit of work. We've got a new team now, it's gonna streamline things. To be honest, look, it's like everything. You start a new system, start up a new team, you build a business, you expand. That expansion has bugs, teething issues. You gotta work it out. And these things take time. It's like when a company builds a new warehouse, new office space, new team leaders, new positions. It takes a little bit. We're at the final end of that now, which is good. We've also transitioned now to a smoother, I suppose you call, production streamline in a sense, in that I'm now using Framio and a full network team base. So that's going to basically mean that no more of this Google Drive up and down stuff. We're filmed to remote storage, 8 terabyte, 4K, 60 FPS, and full bit rate, the works. 256, 48 megahertz audio, you name it, it's gonna have it. Right now, you might notice a little bit of a difference. I'm filming on the Sony mirrorless with a wide angle lens instead of my phone, and hopefully it's not too windy because I haven't got the mic buffer on. So we're running the C828 Pros, which in my opinion, basically just destroy the DJI little pocket microphones. They're basic and don't have many features at all. Anyway, moving on. C5 Pro is on its way. We've got the Sculpfun, massive laser. Getting into that in about a week and a half, about a week and a half's time. This weekend, unboxing, you'll see straight after this vlog, you'll start to see the 3D scanners unroll and unbox video come out. There'll be some shorts on that. The budget line starts at, I think, $79 USD and goes up to $150 USD, and for Australia it's 99 AUD and 199 AUD for the Pro version. And that utilises your phone, 1080p, 2K and 4K in up to 21:9, a 16:9, 9:16 portrait, and you can scan any model you want with an IR laser, which you print the enclosure for. That then uses AI software, similar to other AI programs, but instead of creating the model straight from the AI image or AI system, it incorporates the scanning of the image with an IR laser with the AI. So that's really important. That's a big step. That's a 3-in-1 system on a budget scanner. So that's pretty cool for the price. So we're going to cover that with the other all-in-one print scan. And we've got thrown the Prusa Core One in. So that's cool. Loving it. It's going to take me about a week with that. It's a big job. You're talking 3 products blended into a mini series of probably about 4 episodes. Each episode is probably going to be about, I don't know, probably about half an hour, 25 minutes. I'll try and cap it so it's a bit more straight to the point. Problem with me is I don't like scripted videos, and you know, I found just having a chat is the best way to go. So for me anyway. Moving on from that, I've got an awesome assistant now, doing great things. I'm heading to China. That's right. I'm heading to China. Going through Indonesia, I'm going to China. Heading to Formnext 2026 in Asia. Crizs Creations will be repping Australia for once. For once, we're going to have an Aussie at a mega conference for additive manufacturing materials instead of 1 million Americans. And I'm going to be repping Australia. Go Aussies, go. So yeah, I'm putting the Australian footprint on additive manufacturing and materials, 3D printing reviews, lasers, CNCs, desktops, materials, FDM, SLA, resin, medical grade, industrial grade. Yeah, let's put the Australian content creators on the map for once, eh? So I'm doing that. That's going to be epic. I've got 2 editors on board. Got them specialised as well, which is awesome. Great guy. He's going to be doing my engineering grade long form content. Just pumped about. Yeah, so it's going to be awesome. What else we got? Oh, there's lots of things. Two trees, laserbuying.com. Shout out to them. They've been awesome. Working with them. They got me in the Sculpfun. Shout out to Shane. Shane, you're a legend, mate. Good to work with you. It's going to be great. So 2 trees have got an ultrasonic cutter. That's going to be pretty cool to use. It's an all-in-one tool. Basically takes a Stanley knife, and it's like the Hodo system or Hodo design tools. You don't have to cut anything, but awesome for modeling. Yeah, it's just going to be so much fun because it's going to take the process of like cleaning up those raw edges. Anyway, yeah, so we've got the 2 trees, that's coming. It's just going to be cool because it's, can't tell you too much, but yeah, it's an ultrasonic cutter, mate. It's just, you know, when it comes to just cleaning up those real fine little details on those models, whether they're multicolored or prepped for painting or sanding that little edge. You know, I don't know how many times I've cut the little digits with a Stanley knife. So that's going to be, hey, I'm going to shout out the 2 trees for that. That's cool. So looking forward to that. You know what? Having this media team, people don't realise, you know, you don't see content for 3 or 4 weeks, 5 weeks. People just think, oh, you know, it should be a straight formula. Film an intro, do your print calibration layers, you know, move on to your testing and your flow rate and your torture testing and print some multicolour models. We'll have a look at it, assess it, give you an opinion, take some photos of the internals, what parts it's got, say hallelujah, move on. It's not that simple. Companies want different types. Well, they don't want, but we have ideas, they have ideas, and they like to ask me if I can implement those. And I do and I don't. Depends on what I think and how I think they should be. Then there's also issues of when a company sends out a product and we don't get the straight plugs or leads, or there's missing connection points. And it's unfortunate, but as an Australian, honestly, I'm just gonna say, as an Australian, we get everything shipped to us last. And that's just a geographical fact because we're an isolated country and we're not a massive population. So the consumer demographic isn't as high a demand as Europe and the US and South and North America, and Asia. So unfortunately, we can be the greatest content creators and greatest enthusiasts and, honest, respectful, and give it to your opinion people. But at the end of the day, when you only have 27 to 29 million people as a base population, the consumer market's all basically the companies care about. So, it is what it is. Makes it a little bit harder to compete. But honestly, I'm not here to compete. I'm here to take over. I'm here to take over. I'm just joking. No, look, I'm not here to compete. I'm just here to bring honesty and integrity and respect, I'll be honest. I called out a company last week. They kept saying, yeah, we're there, we've got you, do this, we'll do that. I needed that product to complete the assignment. And all I got was yes, and all I got was no. So, it happens, unfortunately. And that's part of what holds products up. Fortunately now with the team, I've got an assistant in place that's gonna remotely help me and assess those situations so that when I find that information out or there's a system problem with a product that is planned for a schedule, if there's a problem, we just jump to the next one. And that's gonna clear up a lot of time from me in not having to negate those issues of sorting them out, content companies and delaying content pretty much. So that's what that is. It's very busy at the moment. It's 5 p.m. peak hour traffic, as you can see, pretty busy. But anyway, that's that. And what else? We've got lots coming. I can't tell you some of the stuff we've got. I don't have agreements, I don't have contracts, but I will say that I still respect companies. And even though I don't do agreements and contracts, I respect the companies and I respect what they're trying to do. And to me, that's important. So yeah, but we've got lots coming. There's also building up to form necks in Asia as we go through the winter period here in Australia. Starting to get cool next 3 months. It's going to enable me to do some winter projects, a lot of modeling, a lot of custom stuff, real cool custom stuff. And once again, shout out to Chitu Systems and the Conjure PLA, because if you've seen the posts, my garage is chockers. I've got more filament I don't know what to do with. And then Sunlu's there to fill in the void for all the engineering filament. So, and any specific colors I need. So basically, to everyone out there that's wondering, you've got the SparkX i7 review or overview, I suppose you should say. It's a bit of a hybrid. That's there. Cobra X is coming, and I'll do a comparison, and I'll tell you which one to throw in the bin and which one to keep, all right? Because I'll just keep it straight. I'll give you the direct answer. I'll just say, bin it, or keep it. It's hardline truth. Someone's got to do it. Has to be me. Well, so be it. K2 Pro, it's been out for a while. Going to get my long form editor onto that. That's going to take me about a week as well. And I'm going to do an engineering grade breakdown. And I'm going to compare it with all the K-Line series printers. And I've already compared it with the K1 Max. And I'm going to tell you this, those people who turn around and tell me that the K2 series Pro systems or printers from Creality are garbage, I'll be honest. I've been using the K2 Pro, and I'm going to say one thing. It's fucking flawless. It's absolutely flawless. That's going to have to be beeped out. But as far as prints are concerned and ease of use, the K2 Pro is probably one of the easiest multicolor 300 cube square printers I've used out of the K series lineup. Fact. If you can't do that and you don't accept that, you're either someone who uses standard profiles for printing, or you don't know how to map your profiles properly and you need to sit down and start learning how to use Slice. Plain and simple. If you've got a defect, get it replaced. If you don't know how to use something, watch a video. So that's all I've got to say about that. I just keep it straight and narrow, straight down the pipe. That's how I do it. Yeah, pretty much that's basically it for now. There's a lot of things coming. some sponsors on board. I've got Meshy AI, that's gonna be fun. I've got some other studio software companies, that's pretty cool. And some European companies as well, which is gonna be interesting. That's something different. But the tool changes are on their way, that's awesome. And this weekend, apart from the video content that you'll see after this vlog and before, whilst you're watching those, I'll be printing some epic multicolour prints that I'm gonna be using on the Max 4. And also, there's an upcoming video in a couple of weeks on the Chitu Max 4 update as well. Heaps of firmware upgrades, heaps of multicolour prints, and some just cool stuff. Lots of changes, lots of things they've fixed and done. And I think it's hats off to Chitu for doing what they've done, because they've worked hard to get that machine to where it is. And like I said in the first video, this machine can be amazing or incredible, but it just needs these things done to it. And I think they've gotten this close to having it where it needs to be. So that's good. That video is coming up soon. So yeah, so anyway, this is episode 2 or vlog 2. And we're doing these on the weekly. So you guys, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else in between can see what's going on behind the scene. And with that said, Chris is out. Peace.